All right, what is up? Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer, and we're Brandon Grizzly, and we're going to review and discuss Karate Kid Legends, the new Karate Kid movie that just came out last weekend. We got Ralph Macchio, Jackie Chan, and Ben Wang coming in as our Karate Kid.
And you want to say Ralph Macchio when he wasn't in the movie until like an hour and 10 minutes in.
Oh my god. Yeah, I know. I mean, even Jackie Chan really, he's like a minute here and then 10 at the end. And but yeah, so we'll get into that. But yeah, we're getting into our likes, our dislikes, our ratings at the end. And then we'll talk a little bit about Rotten Tomatoes and box office. But before we get into that, Brian, you got a quick rundown of what this movie is about?
Of course. After moving to New York City with his mother, Kung Fu prodigy Li Fong struggles to let go of the past as he tries to fit into his with his new classmates. When a new friend needs his help, Lee enters a karate competition, but his skills alone aren't enough. With the help of Mr. Yan and Daniel LaRusso, he soon learns to merge the two styles into one for the ultimate martial arts showdown.
Yeah. Cool. We'll start off with Brand Man. What you like about this movie?
I liked how they kind of interweaved the original Karate Kid with a remake. That was a pretty cool idea. I liked that. Sorry. That the new main character Lee did actually know martial arts going in. That was a pretty cool idea. I liked kind of what they did with like the street tournament. Ultimately, that was a pretty cool idea. I thought more on that later. I liked Joshua Jackson's character.
Yeah.
He was it was cool that the Karate Kid was also training someone. So I liked that. And it's always good to see Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan. It was cool that we were getting more Karate Kid after Cobra Kai. And yeah, those were my high points about it.
Okay. What are you, Brian? What you like about it?
It was fine. I'm Team Pacey. So like seeing Joshua Jackson, so Pacey, or Mighty Ducks. So seeing that, I'm all about that. So that's why I was like, let's go, Joshua Jackson. I enjoyed that part. I think Ben Wang did a wonderful job. I think he's a great actor. I think he's going to be a great child actor. He's going to be a great adult actor. I think he really did a good job with me believing that he could do all these things. And he's been in a lot of different movies, if I remember him more from was American Born Chinese. Like I just enjoy him in itself. Like I think that he's a highlight of all the stuff that we of the movie. The movie's more about him than it is about anything else. So I really enjoyed him. Seeing Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan was fun. I feel like I saw that dynamic before already, so like there wasn't anything special. Like I literally saw this in Cobra Kai, but they did it better. So, but it was fun, and then I loved the ending scene with Zapka. So
yeah,
that was just great too. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah, and for me, I thought the fighting sequences were really well done. I thought they were fun. The having Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio, the nostalgia kind of kicked in a little bit. I don't know, it's a little bit, but having them, I think, together, showing him like these things, and like them connecting Jackie Chan's Karate Kid with the old, 80s Karate Kid, was like, I thought like, oh, that's a easy way to connect it. Like, obviously, I thought the AI in this was really well done. I had to look up that opening sequence of having Mr. Miyagi and LaRusso together. Was that AI? I couldn't. I didn't get a chance to look it up or not. If it was,
I think
was
that
it
was just a like a
like an unused.
scene.
Yeah, right.
unused scene.
I think that's something that will happen in the movie.
Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty a good one. But having Mr. Miyagi there was interesting, for sure. But yeah, it was a fun Karate Kid movie, so with some cool actions in it. Yeah. Yeah. All right, we get any other likes?
It ended.
You forget.
Mm-hmm.
The ending with Johnny was pretty good. That was pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot, because it kind of places it where like, okay, this is after the fact of Cobra Kai the show. Like they're cool now. They're joking around. They're goofy. Like they hang out together. So it's like
business venture. They're figuring that out now.
that was pretty funny. I'll give it that. But yeah, we'll get into our dislikes. Brandman, what didn't you like about this movie?
I know I was talking about this topic like on a I know I was talking about this on a similar topic earlier tonight, but again, it was one of those things that didn't do enough with its potential premise. If you're going to call it Karate Kid Legends, you could have especially in the wake of Cobra Kai, this could have been a good companion piece to Cobra Kai. Like you should have did more with the Karate Kid Legend. Like where was Johnny at? Why wouldn't you bring in Johnny? Why wouldn't you bring in like Chosen? Why just stop at Daniel and Mr. Han? And speaking of which, like where were they for most of the movie? If you're going to call this Karate Kid Legends, if you're going to call it Karate Kids Legends, utilize the legends.
Like, who are you?
I think it moved at like a little too. The pacing was a little too fast. Like Lee taught Joshua Jackson's character Victor like it was like a 40-second montage. It felt like. Oh, and then all of a sudden,
the eye of the tiger. It's the eye of the tiger, and he fighting a little bit. And like, oh yeah, let's do it. Remember how to do it. And he can do sit-ups now. He's ready to fight. Like,
and for that matter, Lee's training montage felt really, really swift, even though he was competent. But then, suddenly, he's ready to take on this badass bully. Speaking of the bully, Connor, like, why was I didn't get why he was just so generically. He wasn't just like a bully; he was a friggin' psychopath.
Yeah.
Like, why was he so generically, or just generically psychotic? I didn't understand that. We did have in the original Karate Kid movies, like the idea that there wasn't such a thing as a bad student, only bad teachers. But it kind of felt like this dude was bad before the teacher may have even entered the picture. It had nothing to do with it. This guy was just a nut.
No.
And so yeah, I think those were my main things. It didn't really play with the sandbox of its premise enough, and everything just kind of felt rushed, and like they were just trying to catch in on the success of Cobra Kai when they could have really built upon it.
Yep. Okay. What about you, Brian?
I feel like it was very predictable.
Oh yeah.
Like I knew exactly what was going to happen, no question. I feel like they really didn't. It's kind of what Brandman said. They really didn't go for it. They hold back all the emotion stuff. They don't tell us. So the emotional stuff that you should feel about the character, like they kind of pull it back. They don't tell us anything about it. So it's more of a flashback. Well, you remember when this happened that we never knew anything about? How do I care about Lee Fong if I don't know his emotional connection? Or why would I understand his mother if I don't understand the emotional connection? Why are you hiding this from me? So I thought that was just strange in itself. There's nothing new about this movie. Nothing new. Anything that happened in this movie, if you have Cobra Kai and Karate Kid 3, then everything that's happened in those two movies, it's basically this movie. So like it's there's nothing new added on to the universe. So like you do these things usually to add to the universe, to add to the characters, to extend a lot of stuff, and none of that happens in this movie. It's a lot of it is just basic villain stuff. Kids just being the dick. Even the girlfriend was stupid. She was just stupid. Like she was stupid about even asking about Ben, about what happened in the past. Why are you acting this way? Why would you go back to what's his name, Connor Day? Why would you go back to him? Like there are so many instances of her being stupid. I was rolling my eyes the entire time. I was like, I don't care if you happy or not happy, lady. Like whatever.
Yeah.
Those are my negatives.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm there with everything all you guys said, because like even like going back to Connor, like with Brandman, you were saying like he wasn't just a bad guy. The dude was like a psychopath, and I feel like because they rushed through everything so quick, is like they had to do that. It's like, oh no, you have to hate this guy. It's like, well, why do I hate him? Like, I don't know, he's just super crazy. I was like,
face. You hate his face.
But it's like, yeah, so they never like built him up on why. He was like, oh, well, the new guy's dating his ex-girlfriend. I was like, okay, it's like,
I thought
but like
more connection with the brother.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be something, and it was just like very superficial, and then he's just crazy, and you don't, and they were trying to like do what they did with Johnny and I forgot what his name is, but his like sensei from the first one, we're like, we're what was that? Kreese, yeah, where Kreese like turned him into this like bad guy and stuff like that. So here it's like, no, like Brandman said, like, oh, this guy is crazy, from the start, and I don't think his dude, his trainer had much to do with that. He just kind of helped him a little bit.
The trainer was also a bad guy too. And
they
almost like they forgot to highlight it. They're like, oh yeah, we told you, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we didn't.
Even then, they go like so hardcore with it. It was like, oh, we don't go for the point, we go for the kill. I was like, damn, okay,
all right.
Like literally right before you kill, Victor, the dad, like, or after, whenever. I was like, you legit go for the kill, and even that part kind of like was like the dude hits him with the elbow, and then the ref just. Like, hey, hold on. It's like, bro, you need to be tackling the dude. Like, if he's gonna keep throwing elbows like that, it's like, what?
Yeah, tackle him, call something. Like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Just letting him get away with this.
Yeah, like almost murder him. But an issue with the mom, which is Ming-Na Wen, I think her name is. Awesome actress. I felt like just completely unused her. They didn't even like underuse her. They just didn't use her at all. I was like, You could have done some cool stuff, because she's like, I think, a well-liked actress. People like her, like she freaking Mulan, it was like she was Agents of the Shield being a badass. I was like, she didn't do anything.
All the trauma. They didn't talk about any of the trauma. We didn't see any of the trauma. We're just supposed to know.
Yeah. Yeah, they rushed through that a little bit, and then once you get LaRusso and Mr. Han together, it's like you said, it's kind of like we saw before in Cobra Kai, but the hatred isn't there. It's more of a mutual respect, but it's still like a one-upping each other kind of thing, So I didn't hate it. It just wish. We had more time. We had more time with the guys. But yeah, so real quick before we get into our ratings, we'll show off some of the comments we have here. Like Maria saying, found the Karate Kid Legacy very disappointing. Said, very little Daniel, very little Daniel in it. Yeah, and it doesn't have the charm of Cobra Kai. I agree. because they ran through this. They literally ran through this movie. It was just like fight scene, run like boom, boom, boom. Like here's the girlfriend, here's the bad guy. Here's the trauma, and like you never got a moment to kind of sit with anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then what's his name gets caught with being angry after they beat him up. They're trying to hold him down. They're like, "Oh yeah, you will no longer be able to fight in this tournament." What?
Yeah. It was the same exact story as the others. Yeah, which I don't mind as much. I kind of knew that's what I was getting, but at least you can kind of turn it into your own thing, and I feel like they really didn't. So, yeah. Yeah. Even all the Rocky movies were a little different from each other, and this one felt like a Rocky movie.
Yep.
It sure did.
You put that thing over your body, you're now a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Then kind of go over there with them and be with them because they're dealing with something different.
Yeah. Mama Bear said, let's just have a hallelujah for James Smith not returning. Oh man, yeah. Yeah, that's right. She's freaking Chung Lee. Yeah. Like he even does the full quote. Bison destroyed her village on a Tuesday. I always forget she was Chung Lee.
Chung Lee,
yeah. But cool. Let's get into our ratings. So here at the Spoiler Kings, we keep things nice and simple with a now, later, and a never. Now means you gotta go watch it right now before it gets spoiled. Later means you wait till it's at home, and never means just skip it altogether. Brandman, what you giving Karate Kid Legacy or Legends? Sorry.
This is a later for sure. This is a later while you're doing chores or something like that, folding some laundry on the couch. It just didn't do enough with its premise. It didn't lean into it. It didn't take advantage of it. The title characters, the legends, were almost felt like an afterthought. A lot of it just felt like they didn't really think it through. They were their minds didn't go beyond let's cash in on Cobra Kai, with just none of the substance that makes Cobra Kai so awesome. Which is too bad, because with the timing that this came out just a couple months ago, just a couple months after Cobra Kai ended, it could have functioned as a pretty awesome companion piece.
Yeah.
Rather than just kind of blindly trying to cash in on nostalgia.
Yeah. And then you could have rushed it a little bit because you already had all the backstories built. You had all the things already built. So yeah. Agreed. But okay. So giving a later. Brian, what about you?
I'm going to also give it a later. I thought about it. I mean, there's a lot of holes in the story. There's a lot of the action is not great. The fighting is great.
Yeah.
The storyline not being really smart kind of ruins a lot of the movie for me. Not having Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan till at least an hour into the movie. And me feeling like I felt the same story. I've seen the same story before. It makes me just say, this is more of a later movie. This is not something you have to run out to go see right now. If you see me on a streaming service movie, check it out. But this feels like one of those things that don't have a second life on Netflix.
Oh yeah. 100% see that. I think this should have been straight to Netflix, honestly. It feels like it should have been that kind of movie.
Yeah.
So I'm giving it a later. It was a fun time. I at no point where I was like, I hate this movie, or this is so bad, like I want to turn it off or anything. It was definitely, it was fun. It was quick, and it was just like a bootleg Karate Kid movie. It makes sense,
It does.
But I mean, it was cool, but I don't need to spend money in the theaters. Like Brian said, wait till it's on Netflix, because I think it's probably gonna get like a good life. Like you'll see it like in the top 10 for a while when it first releases on your Netflix scroll wheel thing. So but for people actually going to see it, it made worldwide so far a little bit over 51 million on a $45 million budget.
Oh,
So it's not horrible. It's not horrible. This weekend it's going against Ballerina. So I don't know how much more, but at this point, like, you know, it didn't really have a big marketing budget, I don't think, because we saw what, 2 trailers maybe for this movie.
I think so, just the 2.
Right. So, you know, so if it has another okay weekend and it makes another like 10, maybe 15 million, it's probably a win for them, you know, for Sony, you know. I mean, not a big win, but
yes, a positive cash flow type of movie.
Yeah, because it's already there worldwide. Domestic 25.5 and international 26. So yeah, I think it's gonna do okay for itself at the end of the day. And then for the Rotten Tomatoes, this one's a little bit more interesting. The critics, we only have 152 critics, give it a 58%, which is considered rotten. It is bad. But you have 1,000 plus verified with the audience. They give it a 91.
Yep. It's actually one of the highest rated Karate Kids ever.
Wow.
Even the first one, I believe, is 83.
Okay. That's interesting. You know, because I would put this probably like low 80s, maybe high 70s, somewhere in there. You know, you know, so yeah, I got to put it. I got to add it to my letterbox still, but it'll probably be like 3-star.
I actually did a letterboxed review for it, so that's crazy.
There you go. Yeah. So anybody watching, check out our letterbox accounts down in the description. You know, go follow us. We try to keep up with it. But yeah, you know, so we'll see. You know, audience are liking it, and that's who you really make these kind of movies for. You know, you make it for the audience because the critics are going to look at it critically, and it's not going to be a good movie when you look at it through that lens. You know, you got to look at it through having fun. So, but you guys got anything else?
That's pretty much it as far as I know.
Yeah.
Go William Zabka.
Yes. Yeah, he needs more wins. But cool. You know, that is our thoughts and our review and our discussion about this Karate Kid Legends, the new Karate Kid movie. So we want to hear from you guys. So leave a comment down below. Let's see what you guys think about this movie. Did you like it? Do you hate it? What you feel about it? So let us know. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well. Helps us out a lot on the YouTube algorithm. But we appreciate everyone in our live chat and hanging out with us on the live chat. We want you guys to stick around because we're going to get into more of your comments right now.